So I welcome you all today on this MOOC session on the USMLE. And before I kind of start the discussion, let me quickly conduct the regular poll which I do just to understand, whom am I speaking to. So quickly, if you guys can participate and revert, because accordingly I could, explain things. Thank you for your response. So based on your response, I understand majority of you are still in the med school, almost 80% in med school, and another 20% are interns or graduates. That's perfectly fine. So I do understand we have students joining in from med schools in India, China, Russia, Ukraine, Philippines, Georgia, so different countries. But majority, since participants will be from India, I will be talking in the Indian context, of course. Having said that, if there are questions which are related to anything to do with your med school system and alignment with USMLE, I'll be happy to answer. All right, so a quick intro before we begin. My name is Chirag. I am the CEO online coaching at Moksha Overseas Edukon, and I've been, personally mentoring students for last about almost 12 years now, where students right from day one of thinking about USMLE, and today I get messages from them, successfully completing their fellowship programs, or started practicing, shifted from East Coast to West Coast, and picked up the new job. So those kind of updates right from, you can say, second and third year of med school, and the journey now. So I've seen that journey for hundreds of students, and accordingly I'll be happy to kind of explain you the same. So at any point of time there are questions, as I mentioned, I'll be happy to answer. Initially, let me give my viewpoint on how you can manage this COVID situation, and what kind of things are the students currently doing. And then, of course, I'll be happy to take up specific questions. All right. Let's begin quickly. Before I start, disclaimer: whatever I discuss right now, that's my viewpoint, and based on the experience of so many years, this does not represent the official policy of USMLE, SCGME, CFMG, the match, or IRAS. Great. So 2020 have been an eventful year. I'm sure that is the case for each one of us. So what happened? How fast these first 6 months actually passed. I mean, fast for few and maybe very slow for few, but yeah, were very eventful, especially for students from India. News after news started pouring in. So I have just summarized what exactly have happened till date and till now. All right, and then of course, again, so before we kind of proceed ahead, just a quick announcement I want to make. There is a question panel with you where you can ask questions. All right, so all of you can actually ask any questions you have related to your journey, or anything which can help audience as a whole. We are almost 220 students at this point of time. So yes, how did 2020 kind of passing? So initially we started with an announcement in the month of February, where NMC introduced the next examination. There's just a proposal, draft proposal ready. So we could imagine how next would kind of look at, starting with a next one as a condition to start your internship, followed by next two to get your degree, and the impact on first, second, third year. So the first thing what happened was in the month of February was the announcement of the next examination for Indian part. The second major announcement was the USMLE exams announced step 1 exam becoming pass and a fail from January 2022. This was the biggest announcement again, which came in the month of February. So maybe end of this slide, you'll realize that 6 months down the line, but already 2020 have been eventful. So yes, what are the implications of pass and a fail? Again, that point also we will discuss much in detail during this session. The next announcement, of course, came was about the number of attempts, which it is anticipated currently changing from 6 to 7. All right. So from 6 to 4, it is going to shift. Earlier, when students used to appear the exam, the first attempt of the USMLE, and if at all you do not clear, there were 5 more attempts. Now this has been reduced to 4 attempts. So if you appear the exam, you have 3 more attempts. Now this execution was supposed to be done from next year, Jan 2021, but now ECFMG recently announced that this might be rolled over another 6 months, and by July 2021 they will bring this into consideration. All right. Then of course, passing step 1 became a prerequisite for step 2 CS. This also was not the criteria, in the discussion. All right. So step 1 exam to be given compulsory for people to appear the step 2 CS. Now all this happened while COVID started their journey in China and Europe and Middle East, had not stepped in India. By then these announcements were already made and started impacting students who were planning to write the USMLE or going to apply for the match 2021, 2022, 23. So we also regularly kept on updating the students. The next, of course, the announcement came about the USMLE suspending the step 2 CS examination for around 12 to 18 months. Now this is where things become serious. People, there was a lockdown imposed in major part of the world, and people started, getting postponement of their dates. People who actually paid the money, booked the slots, their slots were either postponed or refund option was available. And suddenly this announcement of a step 2 CS exam being cancelled for next 12 to 18 months was proposed. Now, ECFMG very clearly informs that they are reinventing and trying to find alternatives, right? So again, let me tell you, the session today, which I am conducting, will be true as per my knowledge on 2nd July 2020. I need to specify that because things are rapidly changing, all right? Then of course, ECFMG came up with a very different set of requirements of certification for 2021 match. Now, please understand this. For whom is this applicable? Lot of time when the announcement come, people try to generalize it. People who are going to participate in the match this year, meaning they have already given their step 1 to CK, or were about to give these examinations, to CS, maybe may not, and they were to apply for ECFME certification and were supposed to apply for the match in September 2020. Now these certification or the pathways or the alternative proposed to the CS examination, those are conditional to various group of students applying, and only for people who are applying this year. Now, since 80% of my audience today are in medical schools, I just want to ensure and inform you that this does not apply to you as on date. Okay. For example, an announcement was made that the step 2 CS exam, since it is cancelled, there will be an English language exam to be appeared as an alternative to the pathways. So suddenly I started getting calls from all the students. Do we have to appear for TOEFL, IELTS, DET, which examinations, OET? And I had to, kind of ask them to wait, because let me tell you, even for the applicant this year, officially we haven't heard from ECFMG into what kind of examination to be given, because again, whether these exams can be given in person or people have to go to the center, and what is the scenario right now, nobody knows. All right, so please, certain announcements are not going to impact people who are in med school, but yes, people who are in first year, second year or third year, yes, the next exam announcement impacts you. The USMLE attempt definitely impacts you. The number of attempts impacts you. Step 1 prerequisite for CS definitely impacts you. Okay, but CS getting cancelled, no impact. The alternative pathways, no impact for people who are in the med school. So please understand these very clearly. If there are questions, feel free to ask, but do not go ahead with confusions or misinformation. All right, so another big news, ECFMG medical school accreditation. I'm sure many of you might have heard there was something called as ECFMG 2023, where all the countries from where people are appearing for USMLE had to get their accrediting body certified by WFME. And this deadline was set in 2023. The plan was executed 10 years back, but came into action a couple of years ago. And there were about 19 countries who had already applied and were approved by WFME. And countries like Russia, Kazakh, Philippines, entire Caribbean islands, many countries, for that matter, were approved, and countries like Pakistan had applied but waiting for their confirmation. India, on other hand, had still not applied for the accreditation. So again, students were getting anxious, and the point is, India also is going into a transition mode. As I told you, the February thing and the last year, the MCI is kind of transforming slowly into the NMC. So whichever is the final body, of course, they are the only ones who are going to apply for this WFME accreditation. So again, the students who are in the med school currently, you guys don't have to worry about it. Okay, because first of all, Indian IMGs constitute 27% of the entire IMG population in the US. So yes, they value Indian physicians. So it is definitely for sure that ECFMG will approve the application of Indian med school or accreditation by 2024. First of all, this deadline has moved by 1 year. So you guys don't have to panic about that at all. Secondly, just so that you are aware of the information, this year, July 2020, residency programs started as usual on 1st July, the way it happens every year without any change. Okay, so I will just give you an example. An engineering student looking for a student visa, when he opens the US Embassy website, I have seen people getting dates of February 2021. However, for Indian physicians, when it came to J1 visa or H1B visa application, everything was fast tracked and people joined successfully well in time. In the first week of June, they had reached to the US, completed their nominated quarantine period, and now successfully started their residency this year. Okay, so please, in terms of panic, I will request you to understand things very clearly. Do not be kind of in that state that things are going haywire and now what about me. All right, so let's understand things properly so that everybody is on the correct track. All right, next, what happened? Suddenly, since CS as an examination was suspended and people were not sure how to could do the clinical rotations, there were proposals recommended by lot of boards that we should begin the telehealth or away rotations. All right, now, not many universities have successfully charted out their requirements or plan or have launched telehealth programs. Okay, however, there are a lot of private companies suddenly asking for $2,500 for these tele rotations. Now let me tell you, we are in a midst of change. The guidelines and framework are still on progress. So this is a work in progress thing. So I again started getting calls from people, should we join telehealth program? So and to everybody, we just said one thing, hold on. Let us hear the official policy and let us see the official websites of university and not some private organization. All right. So again, for those who are seeking telehealth, let me tell you, we might have to take a pause and wait for a couple of, you know, months. All right. So this is again very important for all of you to understand very, very clearly. And last but not the least, the biggest announcement which is making, my telephones ringing continuously is Trump announcing the visa ban. And suddenly everybody was in a panic mode. Trump bans H-1B and J-1 visa, who present a risk to the US labor market following the coronavirus outbreak. I am telling you, these announcements, you have to understand the condition right now. We are in a deglobalization mode. Every country is trying to protect and try to provide employment to their own people in this extraordinary situation. But please, there is a request: read and follow the ECFMG guidelines or clarification. Read what AMA has been saying for last 10 years. AMA and the physician shortage guide. US has the highest shortage of physicians globally. You might have seen pandemic like corona. I mean, and you will wonder, it has exposed the medical school system across the globe. And I just mentioned to you, even during corona, successfully residency program started without a single delay of a day. What does that tell of a system? It means that yes, for H-1B visa or J-1 visa, medical professionals or those who come into our emergency service provide to the American public, these are exempted. So majorly this law has affected only and only IT management and other professionals. And again, this is just a 6-month announcement. And as you know, in the US currently elections are around the corner. All right. So we never know whether this will continue or it will be scraped off, but it is not affecting people from healthcare background. So please do not fall prey to any kind of rumors. I have a lot of times seen students who are really focused and are very clear of their target actually don't bother this noise or chaos. And certain students who actually don't study, the only job they do is any news that comes off, they spend hours and hours discussing on forums and calling to people without spending the right energy at the right place. It's not going to help you. Please understand, USML is a patient game, and there is a career for each one of you if you are clear with the target. Okay, so please understand this clearly. All right. Pillu Rani is asking, why is the physician shortage? First of all, let us understand the number of med schools. It is only in India that we have the highest number of med schools. If you go on the World Directory website, you will realize there is a huge shortage of even medical schools globally. On top of it, in the US, okay, they have more residency positions, PG positions, than they are med school or MD graduates. Are you getting it? So there is always a shortfall which they are trying to fill in with IMGs and something called as DO graduates. Okay, these are not MD physicians, they are DO physicians. So please understand this very clearly. Okay, so there is a physician shortage. AMA clearly states that, and that is how the behavior is of the US Embassy. For last 10 years, this H-1B policies kept on changing, but it never impacted physicians. All right. Do we need to get to our college for ECFMG certification? I am not able to understand this, Mihir. If you are still studying in your med school, then you don't have to worry anything. As long as you complete your step 1 CKCS and you are a graduate, you submit your degree, only then ECFMG certification have to be given. All right. So please understand this very, very clearly. All right. Great. So is it that even if we have not given CS, we can apply for the match? Yes, Himali, that is correct, provided you meet the requirements of certification. There are 5 requirements mentioned this year for ECFMG certification. If you fall into any of those category, then yes, you can apply for the match this year without the CS, but an English examination cleared along with the 5 certification requirement. Like for example, you should have your home country registration on or after 2015. You should have given your step 1 or CK within the last 2 years, one of the examinations. So there are certain 5 criterias. Or if your country is approved by WFME, your medical board, then you could just take a letter from your dean. So there are different criterias given. All right. So as long as you are meeting any of the 1 criteria, yes, you can apply for match this year. All right. If we take step 1 before 2022, will we get a score? Yes, Priyanka, very much. How does an IMG distinguish themselves if step 1 is made, pass and a fail? Priyanka, I will answer these questions in a couple of minutes. I am in internship, so what should I do? We will discuss this in a couple of minutes. What is DO? You mentioned it earlier. So just like in India, we have MBBS and then we have Ayurveda and homeopathy. Similarly, in the US, it is an alternative medicine learning stream. The way you study MD, MD is like MBBS equivalent. Similarly, DO is Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine. All right, it's an alternative medicine, but the DO people are at par recognized now because of the physician shortage. They instead of USMLE, they appear an exam called as COMLEX. Presently, there are no universities accepting international students for elective. I am worried I won't be apply for residency. I completely understand, and you don't have to worry about it. Okay, there are things which you need to understand very, very clearly. All right. I heard that in New Jersey they are hiring doctors without USMLE for general practice. Swapnesh, you are partly correct, partly not. Yes, they are offering temporary physician license to people who are ECFMG certified and in the US currently. They are not accepting IMGs to fly down, but those who are already in the system and ECFMG approved, they are offering temporary license. Those who have not started residency. All right, yes, it is happening.